Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go now. 30 base.
A first carry from the tailback, Devontae Freeman. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
That result, really no surprise. That's what we're coming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Freeman, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reuben Foster make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down now. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
No timeout.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Yeah, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. On second down, it's Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and through, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're in an early hole. First drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for Bengals TV.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
Protein spill. Hey, Zoo. Get it.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. 21-0 our score after one. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check out, hot. Watch the safety creep. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Tighten up, pull it together.
Wide, 54.
Now Watson steps away to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
He'll have a first down past the 40. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Delvin Cook with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. The point after is good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Ready?
On first down, he'll drop to throw. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Here we go.
Complete to A.J. Green. A gain of 12. And a first down, Chiefs.
Let's go.
This offense
60
finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. 15's mine. I got 15. 15's mine. Check 37. Check 37. Pilot, 64. Weak. 5.
They toss to Freeman. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Got it.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10.
Check safety. Check safety.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Check 9. General West. Big grip. Big grip.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Hey, Foxtrot, now.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Back to throw, Watson being chased out left. He may try and run for this.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
Ready.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Topper, topper. Get it.
Looking to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate Big plays for an offense.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
Go out.
Check, check, check.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And able to find Green. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Watch 88, watch 88. Single, 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 single.
Hey, wahoo! Ready?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's complete. It's Green here. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, and it's 3rd and 4.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15 line.
Go.
X3. 218, chopper. Gone, gone.
Hatchet, hatchet.
Shoot.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead is down to 28-10. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Denzel Perryman able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57.
Now it's Watson. Got a man, Slayton. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47.
Check three, check three. Shoot. Buzz. Alert.
Here's Watson. Forced out to his left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8.
Come on, boy. You better be ready.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Finding room inside the 40. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
On the ready.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Reuben Foster in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Buzz. Now.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Hey, high 7.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Miles Jack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
And the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
The Bengals take over.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
and they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Bravo. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Get that corner.
To throw is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He's going to sling this deep down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Darius Slayton, 84 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go,
That's
boys.
the end
Bring it
of the
up.
3rd quarter with the score Bengals 42, Chiefs 10.
And up, 30 base. Hey, Charlie.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
And up.
Back to throw here. It's caught by Aguilar. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Single receiver.
2nd and 6. Finding Green complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it will be 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Chiefs on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, Haywood! Fight!
He'll drop to throw. Green brings it in. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
Ready? 50, plant! Joker! 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber! Smooth!
Now back to throw. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete.
Complete to A.J. Green. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Hey, lock it!
Come. Check the hot read.
'61, matchbox lights. Shoot!
2nd and 1. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The Chiefs on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4.
Bravo! Deep grip!
They'll look to throw. And this one goes incomplete. A first misfire there after 6 straight completions. And it leads to 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Hey, Sam off!
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. He's got a first down past the 30. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Devontae Freeman, 85 yards. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that will get them 1 closer. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll try and run it. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On 2nd down, Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown is Ford puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Chiefs make over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Freeman again, a first down carry. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Bailey now for the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 25.
Makes the score, Bengals 49, Chiefs.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Yeah, let's get a sack line.
Freeman again. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And Freeman lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. He's at the 40. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by one more.
Makes the score Bengals 62.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Kill, turn up. Kill, turn up.
Yes.
Go get him.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Completes it to Aguilar. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, we got to snap it. No.
And Watson's going to throw it here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. But the back judge right there to say incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
No time.
Throwing again, it's Watson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw, Watson. Buying time to his left. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Intended for Darius Slayton. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Hey,
check, Mike 57, Mike 57. Mike's 57, 57.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass.